Living with the Divine Love. A book by Helga Merker. Closing. In closing this little book, I wish to present a beautiful message from our beloved Judas, who resides in the celestial heavens where Jesus is Master, channeled by our gifted medium Fike on March 31, 2016. This message so beautifully sums up and helps us to understand the history and purpose of the divine love. Quote, "To understand divine love, one must go to the very beginnings. When mankind was created, the Heavenly Father selected an appropriate vessel to receive a special gift of the reflection of God Himself in the form of a soul. And that soul was given and placed within a male and female human body. And with the gift of this soul came great promise and great potential. And God had great plans for His new creatures, His most beloved and beautiful creation. The only creatures to receive a soul, an individuated soul. And what was the purpose for this soul? The purpose was to reflect the beauty of God and in some ways reflect the attributes of God in the living being of the flesh and of the spirit. And in order for this expression to be full and rich, God gave the gift of free will, with the intention that with the wisdom inherent within a pure soul, which of course these two souls, Adam and Eve, were pure in their incarnation, free of any sin and error. And the Father placed them within an environment which nurtured them fully and gave them free reign upon this earth, imbued with all the wisdom and perception a purified soul may have. Then He offered another gift, a more beautiful gift, the gift of His essence. Not the mere reflection of His being, but the essence of His being, that it may infill the soul with attributes and abilities similar to that of God. It could never be equal to God, for God is infinite in His attributes, in His love, in all that He is. But these pearls of souls may have that light, those qualities to a degree that reflects God. And so this gift was offered. It was offered as a choice. And it was rejected. For the happiness for those original beings was great and full in their existence as it was. And so they decided that they were indeed fulfilled in their lives as they were, as beings upon this world. And so the gift was withdrawn from our first parents, until another beautiful soul was incarnated into this world free of sin and error. As you know, our dear brother Jesus brought this gift back to humanity. And this gift was offered to Him and He accepted, for He knew this was His purpose in the world, to bring this gift again to humanity and to show by His example, His knowledge and teachings what this gift is, how to obtain it. And I was one of His disciples, one of many. And I, along with all of my brothers and sisters who followed Jesus, I was very unclear as to what this gift was. We saw embodied within our dear brother great power and wisdom, love and affection, gifts of healing and insight and perceptions which we did not have. And we glorified our brother, we put him upon a pedestal and we saw him as different and far above us. But we did not understand why he was different, how he was able to manifest his beautiful spiritual gifts, how he was able to love to such a pure degree. And the essence to my betrayal to my dear and beloved brother was a naive perception that he would turn the tables upon the oppressors and become the ruler of our land, a true king. You can imagine my horror at what happened. And you know my story. And the great grief that was shared amongst my brothers and sisters of the murder of our dear and beloved Messiah, how distraught we all were. And yet He reappeared and again reiterated His message and beseeched us to pray for this love, the love divine. Yes, my brothers and sisters came together in prayer and received the Pentecost. It changed them. It gave them the insight which Jesus longed to show us in His ministry. We understood the power of God's love in filling our souls, taking us beyond the human condition to a place of greater joy and harmony and peace and light, closer to God. And you, my dear and beloved friends, have walked this road for some years now, and you have gotten glimpses to the power of this love, what it can do. how it does indeed change your thinking and being, those things which motivate you, and your perceptions of God and of life and of purpose. This truth exists. The truth of God's love and the power of God's love. In the beginning it was lost, then it was found again, and in many ways lost again, and now found again. Now you have the opportunity, just as those who followed Jesus many years ago had, to express this truth in the world. It is difficult because of the nature of this gift. You can perceive the manifestations of it, you can feel the power of it, but can you touch it and see it? No, my friends, it is of the soul. It is a power within the soul. It must be experienced in an awakening, an opening, in order to make sense of its reality. So, just as our dear brother Jesus was challenged to convey the truth of this love, just as the first parents did not understand the true value of this gift given by God, so you too struggle to truly speak and convey and teach and demonstrate this wondrous truth. There is no sure way to bring another to these living waters and to drink, for God gave each soul free will. God allowed each soul to choose. And so it is, my beloved friends, and so it shall always be. A choice. This does not mean you should be quiet about this truth, but indeed your persistence and your desire to teach of God's love is a great gift in this world. All who attempt to show this truth to others are blessed indeed, for it is God's will that all humanity will be given this choice, and you are a part of God's plan to bring this choice to humanity. And the part of you that is human brings you some confusion and doubt. The part of you that is your soul, eager to be reunited with its Creator, to resonate in that deep soul awareness and being, knows and is in many ways already redeemed. For now you cannot turn back on this path, you only can move forward. And God will usher you forward upon this path, streaming His love into your soul, caring, protecting, guiding, showing you the way forward. Your eyes begin to open, your ears to hear His voice. Your longing intensifies and you walk more firmly upon this road to redemption, freedom, joy, infinite happiness, fulfillment, at one moment. But someone told you, my beloved friends, of this great possibility, this love divine. So you must tell others. You must tell of your joy, of your experiences with God, your happiness. How you have been healed and carried and nurtured in love. Your examples, your words, your prayers, your thoughts, all contribute to this message which must be given. That God wishes for His universe, the universe of souls that He has created, that each one be a great shining pearl of light infused with His essence and in harmony with Him, at one. It is only through this gift of God's essence that this can be so, and this was God's intended purpose for every soul to receive this gift of love. To come to that place of at one and to accompany God on that infinite journey of life and existence. And you, my beloved friends, my brothers and sisters, are with us upon this journey, and we embrace you and welcome you on this wondrous road of discovery, of infinite soul growth and at one ment with God. And we love you all, and we wish to embrace all of humanity in this way as God wishes His children to be gathered together in His love. Is this not beautiful, my friends? This knowing, this acknowledgement of God's great gift to His most wondrous creations, and do you not sense within your soul the joy of knowing this and living this and being a part of it? Being a part of something truly, truly beautiful and glorious. Carry on, my friends, in your efforts, and we will accompany you upon your journey. There is much to see, to experience, to know, and you have much to share with your brothers and sisters. Continue to be open to your guidance, to be open in loving ways to all you meet. And may your smile and the twinkle in your eyes reflect the great truth of God's love that resides within your soul. In this way you speak truth as you attempt to embrace all that you meet in love. God bless you. I am happy to speak through my friend. God bless you. I am Judas and I love you. End of quote. over time upon this journey dedicated to a life with God and in His love, in service of His will, partaking in His plan for the salvation of mankind. So many special gifts were given, special dispensations, so much granted and gained, it is difficult to even have a glimpse of the huge impact God has in our lives. We all shift as we receive God's divine love. Much healing is given through accepting this gift, old traumas released, emotional blockages opened, with the symptoms prevailing for a time as our material body does its utmost to adjust. In this period of regeneration and healing, we need to bless our body, be loving to it, rest and nourish it, for it to gain the benefits of what is happening to it. Here I wish to reiterate that the love received requires activation, meaning that we need to live this love. The divine love is the greatest attribute of God, a substance of reality given to us which finds lodgment within our soul. Wow! This is so amazing a miracle and is mind-blowing if one tries to think about it. We are able to receive God's guidance for us by dropping deep into our souls, to be in the place of listening what God reveals to us through this substance of love. Our daily dedication to go inward will lead to outward manifestations as we align ourselves to God's will. This is the key. The commitment, dedication and discipline to go into prayer, into the stillness, leaving all the cluttering noises of our minds behind and carefully listening to what is revealed through dropping into our soul. The soul's mind slowly starts to take precedence, especially in those moments of stillness and connectedness with God. It seems as if the soul mind is infusing the material mind through this power of love, purifying it, harmonizing it. The divine love is the catalyst in so many processes, for instance purifying our natural love, healing our soul, infusing our material mind, etc. All being a part of a path of soul transformation to reach the day of a new birthing, becoming a new creature, divine in its being of love. My sense is that we as a group, a movement of divine love and followers of Jesus' true teachings, are needed to accomplish our part of God's plan in the salvation of mankind. It is this solidified unit, bonded through His love within us, that is asked to step forward and to closely listen to His guidance, as this will help us on an individual and group level where to be and what to do in fulfilling our part in God's plan. Our bonds grow tighter and closer as we progress in His love, in the awakening of greater soul awarenesses. I am sure that we will be connected through our soul bonds during times of chaos and upheavals. It will be our soul connectedness to God and His guidance, our obedience to His will, that will determine where we will be when the changes and shiftings take place. We all sense the time is near where change on earth must take place, where people need to seek for the new heart, for the love, the closeness to God. Most important of all is our state of love, to stand firmly and resolutely in His light and love. We are being prepared. We need to pray for His love as never before. We have been called. We are needed. I sense we all do realize the responsibility that we have to actively partake in doing God's will in service so as to bring the change into our beloved world it so desperately cries for. It was on earth that God re-bestowed His divine love to mankind, through Jesus. And I sense that the desire for His love and His love in the hearts of men on earth will determine the establishing of the heavens on earth, the true brotherhood of man, the 1,000 years of peace. May we all be guided in deep and profound ways in the manifesting of the circles and centers of light, the sanctuaries of care and compassion, as the rivers of love move through the lands, as we walk the roads and byways to bring love and the teachings of God's truth. I am so grateful for each of you, my brother, my sister, as we join hands upon the adventure of our lives. We are called, and we know this, and we are willing and ready to make the steps. I hope we remain open and loving in sharing our experiences, our guidance, sharing God's truths of the divine love with others, since as we know, the time grows short and the laborers are few. In closing, I wish to state and bear witness to the power of this love. Oftentimes we need to be only in the presence of His love, and God does the rest. In the interaction with others, oftentimes words are not needed. The souls interact. These connections are so subtle and yet profound. The soul communications, through the perceptions and receptiveness, are almost undetectable to the conscious mind. Once the love resides in a soul, much of our communication comes from there. It radiates to what is all around us: plants, animals, earth, people, etc. I love God deeply. There is this constant longing to be with God. A desire to converse with God, a conversation happening from the soul, continuously engaged with His soul. It is a burning desire of my soul to be with God and to receive His answers, to receive His love, for Him to share with me His desires and wishes. God often answers my questions by using animals, demonstrating in nature, through people, through something written or an angelic communication, through piece of music or through the laughter of a child. It is as if we start hearing with the heart, soul. And thus, I feel so happy to be a child of God, wishing to demonstrate His love, to live His love, and to share the truth of this love being available to each and every one. Wishing God's blessing upon you and your loved ones as we live and love in an awakened life of soul. May His love infill your soul, and it is my sincere hope, through the sharing of a little of my experience upon the divine love path thus far, that you feel encouraged to pray for the greatest gift in all the universe, God's divine love. In deep gratitude for this opportunity to connect with you, Helga Merker, Namibia, January 15, 2017. Acknowledgements. I wish to express my appreciation in the first place to all my dear friends and fellow travelers on this divine love path. Each and every one I have met, I feel blessed for the encounters and for the support on so many levels over all these years. It is deeply meaningful to me, and I am in gratitude for having true brothers and sisters in His love. There are many names, too many to list here, but I hope you feel my love and appreciation for being part of my life. A special word of gratitude to Terry Adler for her editorial assistance on this book, to Jeff Cutler for his support in editing and publishing. Also, I thank Jean and Al Fike for the support over the years and for receiving and recording beautiful messages from our heavenly helpers. A special thank you goes to my family, which is so supportive and understanding, in giving me the time and space to concentrate on my studies, translations and writings. My family in the heavens. The support of angels and my spiritual teachers and helpers. I thank each and everyone for having been here with me, helping me in searching for references, finding the right words, encouraging me onwards. Thank you for your support and love, my beloveds. I wish to express a dedication to all children in need, to all the homeless and displaced persons in our world. My constant prayers are accompanying you. May you know that you are loved deeply.